guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a story time for you. But first, before I get started, I have a special guest with me, and her name is Boba. Yes, Boba is life. Okay, so for the people that don't like Boba, you're tripping. I hope you know how to fight. I'm totally kidding. I'm just kidding. Let me just take a sip of this boba. So this is from Brew Tea Boba. That's what it looks like. And the flavor is Hokkaido. Don't ask me what that is or whatever. I can't even compare it to any other boba or any other drink that I've tasted, so I have no idea what I can compare it to. So sorry. And if I sound a little weird, I'm kind of getting sick from this weather change. It's kind of getting from like warm to cold to warm, and it's just stupid Vegas weather. But anyway. Guys, I love boba. So good. So let's get started with the story. My story time today is how I was not able to date black guys. And obviously you guys see my fiance, so just call me a rebel. I mean, it is what it is. No, but in all honesty, I want to try to keep it as short as possible, because if not, we will be sitting here for hours, okay? And I don't have that time, you don't have that time, so I'll just try to get to it. So quick story, back in the day, when I was in middle school, and for those of you that don't know, I was raised in San Francisco, California. Frisco, woo woo. And I remembered having a conversation with my parents back then about me dating in the future. And in the conversation, I just remembered my parents kind of mentioning to me about dating black guys. And they say that they're not racist, which I don't know, you guys tell me, but they have black friends, they have black coworkers, they were cool with all of them. It's just they didn't want me to date black guys. And of course, coming from old school Filipinos, or even like old school parents in general, some of you guys know that some parents have different beliefs in being in mixed relationships. A lot of old school parents, they will want you to be in a relationship with your same race. Let me know in the comments below if that was your parents. Well, anyway, so they were having a conversation with me when I was in middle school, and we were talking about dating, and they did mention to me that they would not be comfortable with me dating black guys. And they gave me an example, I guess, of like my mom's friend or my cousin. I don't remember who it was or whatever, but anyway, pause. Before I continue with the story, just know that I'm just giving you guys a rundown on what happened with me, okay? So I just don't want anybody to feel offended from my story, okay? Because I am talking about from the past. I'm talking about what I first experienced when it comes to my parents and my conversation with them about dating outside of my race. So if I offend you guys ahead of time, I am sorry. I just wanted to tell you guys my story because there's a lot of people that reached out to me regarding them being in a mixed relationship and how they say that their parents aren't comfortable with them dating outside their race, or they're scared to tell their parents. So the main reason why I'm telling you guys this story time is to give you guys hope for the future. I fought for what was right. I fought for love. And that's where I'm at today. I'm with a beautiful black man. We made a beautiful mixed Filipino and black baby. You know what I mean? All I'm saying is that you just have to fight for what you feel is right in your heart, regardless of what your parents think, regardless of what your family thinks, regardless of what your friend thinks. It's not up to them, it's you. This is your life. Anyway, I just have to say that part really quick. I just don't want to offend anybody, okay? Because this is about to get raw and raunchy. So if you're already feeling offended without me even telling the story yet, boo-boo. Just get off my page. Just get out. Back to what I was saying. My parents, they were telling me an example of the reason why they didn't want me to date a black guy was because they said that, like I said, I don't know who they were talking about. I forgot who it was because that was like like 1,000 years ago. But they said it was because this person was in a relationship with a black guy and she ended up having a baby with him, and then all of a sudden he just kind of up and left. And they also gave me other stories of, you know, their friends or family members that did date black guys and it just didn't work out, so they felt that it was better for me to date within my race, you know, just like BS like that. But knowing me and me being raised in San Francisco, I mean, you're around a lot of different races, but out of all of them, I actually had more of an attraction to black men. By them having that conversation, I wasn't comfortable telling them that, I mean, Mom and Dad, I mean, I actually do like black guys. Sorry. You know, I was a preteen. I was scared to tell them that. So I was just, you know, sitting there agreeing with them, like, okay, whatever, blah, blah. But knowing in the back of my mind, like, dang, like, it's kind of messed up. But whatever, you know, I just kind of like played a front. So after they had that conversation with me, I had to hide so much mentally from them. And what I mean by hiding, I meant like hiding my feelings towards black men and just hiding the crushes that I liked and, you know, so on and so forth. Like, I was actually scared to tell them. Fast forward to my junior year, I was actually talking to somebody, and of course he was black, and I felt at that time, you know what, let me actually open up to my parents. Let me tell them that I'm attracted to this person. Let me tell them that he's attracted to me, and let me tell them that, you know, I kind of want to take it a step further into, you know, maybe just being in a relationship, and I want them to meet him, and, you know, so on and so forth. So I just remembered telling the guy that I liked that I was nervous to tell my parents. He was just saying, I mean, hey, I mean, just as long as you're maybe honest with them, I think they wouldn't mind. So it's like, you know what, you're right. Because the conversation that I had before with them was like way back in middle school, was like way back when I was like younger. So maybe they had a change of heart. I remember trying to tell my mom that I like this guy. And let's just say it didn't go good. She said no, she wouldn't be comfortable with that. She got mad at me because I supposedly liked this guy. And from there, I just felt hurt. I felt pissed off. I felt all these type of emotions. Like, it's not fair. Like, you haven't even given him a chance for you to even say no to him just because the color of his skin. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I was just pretty upset. I was pretty upset about that because by her just judging him without even knowing him, that's what made me pissed off. Being the rebel that I was, we still went out. We were still boyfriend and girlfriend. It's just obviously they didn't know because it wasn't fair. I don't care. Like, it wasn't fair. I had to go behind my mom's back. And even though it wasn't right for me to go behind my mom's back, I mean, can y'all blame me? I mean, it's a pretty messed up situation. It's a pretty messed up reason for her to say no to me. So it is what it is. That's what I did. And you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. Prior to me actually trying to open up to her about that guy in my junior year, prior to that, I dated a couple guys behind my mom's back because they were black. And I didn't tell her about any of them. I think till this day, she still hasn't even known that I've had a couple of black boyfriends before the guy that I tried to tell her about. And wait. Before you guys even talk shit saying, dang, how many boyfriends have you had and blah, blah, blah. I wasn't a little fast little girl, okay? But I just remembered when I was a sophomore, I had a Mexican boyfriend. And it was just so funny because my mom loved him, okay? Loved him. She called him son-in-law, all types of BS. And when that relationship didn't work out, she was sad. She was devastated. I mean, sorry, Mom. We were only sophomores in high school. So it's like, you really think that I was going to stay with him? Knowing I'm not gonna get into it anyway. And then fast forward to junior year. So we were dating through high school, didn't work out. Fast forward again to my senior year. I was dating this other guy, but this time I didn't ask my mom for her permission. I just dated him. And I told my mom, giving you a heads up, I'm dating him. And man, oh man, let me tell you. Hold on, let me take another sip, okay? I wish this was alcohol right now. My mom gave me hell. She didn't want me to go out. She wanted me in the house more, all this BS. But like I said, I'm hashtag rebel. So, you know, I would still go out with my boyfriend. I would still do this. I would still do that, blah, blah, blah. Me and her, we would always bash because we would have arguments about him. And mind you, she has not met him before. She hasn't even talked to him. Nothing, none of that. And I would get so mad, guys. Like, her and I, we would get in so many arguments because it's just like, why are you sitting here telling me that you don't like him when you haven't even met him before? And my mom, she would just be like, oh, well, I have my reasons and la la la. Like, okay, you know what? No, that's not a good enough reason. Sorry, it's not. You seriously are sitting here not even giving me a valid reason onto why you do not want me to date black guys because of the shit that happened with your friends and whoever hurts them, not you. Girl, what? But yeah, I just remembered me and her, we would argue back and forth to each other to the point where she kicked me out. Yes, she kicked me out, ladies and gentlemen. Surprise, surprise. If you're a Filipino woman, then you should know how old school Filipino moms are, okay? They go ham. They don't care what you think. They'll kick your ass out, no matter what. I had to move in with my cousin and her parents, and I still continued dating him. And then something happened where I had to move out. It wasn't really them kicking me out. It was just me saying, you know what, I don't feel comfortable living with my auntie and uncle anymore. So, you know, I decided to ask my boyfriend at the time and his mom if I could stay with them. And of course they said yes. So I moved out of my auntie's house and then I moved in with my boyfriend and his mom. And slowly I was still talking to my mom. You know, we were just trying to rekindle our relationship. And then, around my high school graduation, I remember going over my mom's house and she was asking me the information about my high school graduation. And then I remembered her asking me who's going. So I told her, you know, all nonchalant, oh yeah, so-and-so's going, blah, blah. And then I said my boyfriend's name at that time. And she basically told me straight up, if he's going, I'm not going to your high school graduation. Okay? And I told her, out of the thousands of people that are going to be in that stadium, one person is going to affect you for not going to my high school graduation. One person. Like I said, you still haven't even met. You still haven't even given a chance. You still haven't even talked to. And mind you, I was still living with him and his mom at that time. So how would that look on me? Oh yeah, just letting you know, can you guys drop me off at my high school graduation? But sorry, you guys can't go. What? How does that make sense? So anyway, I told her, I was like, look, he's gonna go. So what do you guys think happened next? You hear my sniffles? So what do you guys think happened next? She didn't go. My parents didn't go to my high school school graduation, because my boyfriend at that time was gonna be there in the same area. Yeah. I was beyond hurt. I didn't have no words. Their true colors started showing a lot more. But do you think that affected me from walking across that stage and grabbing my high school diploma? And you know what still hurts me till this day? I remembered, I think like a couple years ago, I would never forget this. I remembered one time asking my mom, do you regret not going to my high school graduation? She said, no. Like that. Just like that. Oof, man, oh man. I think I can remember only taking a couple pictures with friends from their family's cameras, but I don't even have a picture with my whole cap and gown with my family. I don't have that memory. I don't have it in pictures, which is pretty sad. It's not like I can go back. It's not like I can re-graduate again. No. High school graduations only happen once in your life, and they miss that whole thing because of their stubbornness. But you know what? Whatever. Time went by. I just remember that I was struggling. And I think my brother told my mom that I was struggling, and you know, I was staying at this person's house, and you know, I was a whole ass mess, okay? I was a whole mess. So she offered for me to come back home, and then from there, that's when I decided to go to cosmetology school. I did a full-time cosmetology program, which takes about a year. And after that year, here comes graduation again. Mind you, I was staying with my mom at that time, and she told me again that if my boyfriend comes, she's not gonna go. Guess what I had to do this time? This time, I had to tell my boyfriend that if he goes, my mom's not gonna go. He knew the whole situation, and at that time he respected it. He said that's fine. So I graduated cosmetology with my mom and my brother there. I think my dad was working at that time, so he wouldn't be able to make it. And I went through with the whole cosmetology school graduation, all that. I think we went to go out to eat after, and then a little bit after that I got to meet up with my boyfriend, and man, oh man. I felt like I was living two separate lives. I was hanging out with my family, and then I went over to my boyfriend and hanging out with him and his family, and it was just like a whole mess. And I just remembered, I believe after 3 years of me being with my boyfriend, that's when she was down to meet him. After 3 freaking years of going back and forth to my family, to his family, after the arguing that my mom and I had, after 3 years, now all of a sudden she was down to meet him. So they finally got to meet, and everything seemed okay. Everything was fine. He started coming around more, started hanging out at my parents' house, started going out to eat, etc. And then about 5 years of being with my boyfriend at that time, him and I didn't work out. And that's just another story that I have to tell you guys about, because that relationship was just a whole mess. But anyway, yeah, him and I didn't work out, and I just remembered my mom being a little happy about that. So after we broke up, I moved back in with my parents, and my mom just wanted me to be single for a long time. So yeah, it took about 3 years for my mom to finally accept me dating a black man. And I didn't even tell you guys the in-between stuff that I had to go through as well, because like I said, I'm not going to be having you guys sit here for hours telling you guys every single detail of what happened. So the moral of the story is, if you are in a mixed relationship, if you are scared to tell your parents, or if your parents do know but they're telling you to break up with him or her or whoever, and you love this person and you would do anything for this person, then fight for what you love. You know what's right and what's wrong. So by your family telling you, no, I don't want you to date this person because this person is black or white or Asian or Mexican or whatever, I feel like personally you should fight for it. Because by the end of the day, this is your life. I understand that your parents gave you life, but they can't control you forever. You grow up, you turn into young men or young women that have your own opinions, that have your own feelings. So that's how I see it. Even if that means you have to be rebellious for the person that you love, you have to do what you have to do. I became rebellious, guys. I got kicked out a couple times. Even though in the story I told you I only got kicked out once. No, I got kicked out a couple times. Because when I came back into my parents' house, I was still with him. And they wanted me to break up with him. And I said no. And they're like, So it's up to you. Whatever you want to do, I'm just letting you know my opinion. I'm just letting you know what I did. My mom was tired of me always arguing with her. She felt that I didn't have the right to argue with her because I'm her child. I understand that a lot of you guys that are going through this situation are scared, don't know what to do. That's all normal feelings. If you don't want to go through the same shit that I went through, and if you still want to sneak around, I mean, it is what it is. But later, whatever is done in the dark will come to the light. So I feel like the more that you hide it, the more that you're trying to be sneaky and all this shit, it's like, the more it's gonna be worse for you. So it's like, might as well say it now and out loud and just get the shit over with. That's how I see it. A lot of you guys know that I said this before. What is underneath our skin is the same bones, blood, muscles, fat. If we all strip out our skin, do you really think we can all see a difference between who's white, black, Asian, Hispanic? No, of course not. That was my story time on how I was not allowed to date black guys. But look at me today, okay? I fought for what I loved. And today I'm in a beautiful relationship with a beautiful black man and a beautiful mixed baby. If that's what you guys see in your future with the one that you're with, then do what you have to do. That's all I gotta say. If you guys made it to the end of this video, I would just like to say thank you guys so much for sitting here and listening to my story time. Let me know what else you guys would like to hear down in the comments. But until next time, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you soon. Bye!